Hello everyone, it's Timothy with Cars in 4K. So I'm here in the new 2020 GLB Mercedes. It's the GLB 250. I don't think this one's a 4MATIC. This one's just the front wheel drive one. But essentially, it's been pretty nice, you know. I've just driven it around for the past week or so just to kind of see how it is. And you know, it has the same interior as the A-Class as well as the CLA style, so the MBUX, and I'll show you around that as well. But yeah, it's pretty intuitive, nice, easy. You know, you can basically say commands via voice or touch on the command system, which I've gone through in the A-Class video that I did prior to this one some months ago. But yeah, you can find it, and I'll link it to the description as well. So basically, yeah, we'll just kind of see how this car is, you know, overall, you know, and also just the capabilities it has. You can also fit a lot of people in the back too pretty comfortably, you know, and it's kind of like in this new mid-tier range car for SUVs where it's compact and lower cost range as well. So it's pretty good market category for a lot of people that just have access to a car, which are kind of getting new to the Mercedes family. So it's kind of the beginning stages. You either would go into like a CLA, you know, or an A-Class, but then if you want the actual more room that a SUV like a GLC would provide, this is a good compromise, I would say, in order to have that space and cost efficiency plus nice features too. So yeah, let's do a walk around of the car, and then I'll just show you some of the features, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so here's the nice modernized Mercedes steering wheel that we have in the newer model cars. It's having these touch controls, and we kind of basically, or I kind of call them as the BlackBerry touch buttons, but flashback to the Blackberries, so it's kind of similar to that too. But basically, you have the controls here where you can set the cruise control on or off, and then if your car is equipped with the driver assist package, it would be integrated into these buttons here that you could use. The other thing as well is the car is having this MBUX, so it's all one, or two actually, it's two screens, but basically it looks like all like one display, which is really nice. They're the 10.2 inch screens, so you have the controls here, and this section is not touchscreen, so basically you can control it through this menu buttons here. You can change the display style as well, so it's like progressive, and then it changes this, and you can rev as well, and it will show the differences. It shows your indicators here for your fuel, and then some cool designs. You also see your sports model or mode there, and then your coolant level, heat actually, not level. So then essentially you can change your songs through there. You can also configure and choose your trip or your navigation. You can set assistance for driving if you have that options for the car. So yeah, it's pretty simple. You know, you can change the display. This is an interesting one, understated, which, you know, it's pretty basic to, it has like no dial numbers on it or anything, just a very simple play option there. So that's interesting for sure. You can then go back. So let's put it to classic and see. So that's easy going. Nice blue colors, I really like that as well. Then you can kind of choose this, and then for instance, if I were to go and swipe down, that's going to change my song when I have that implemented in there. So at the moment now I have my Apple CarPlay integrated here. So this is the plug. It's a USB-C So I plugged that into the console here, and with the cable, and it's obviously it's charging the iPhone, and you also can do Android Auto too. But basically you have the touch screens as I've shown before, but you can touch that here, and generally, you know, you clean the screen because it has like some glare and stuff when it's in the sun, but basically we'll just do like some apps. So I got the CarPlay, I can touch that there. You know, this is The Weeknd was cool. He did a collaboration with Mercedes, and then basically did that cool EQC video that was shown on one of the ads from Mercedes, so that was neat. I can press and touch there. So it basically, you know, it has the integration here for CarPlay. The only thing is it's not a full screen like on for instance the E-Class and CLS and that generation. It's the NTG55, which is basically a full screen like on the S-Class as well. But on this integration, it's just having a smaller area for CarPlay, which, you know, some people like it, some people don't. Actually, to be honest, you know, for when you're reaching for the screen, you don't really want to reach all the way like from this angle there, so you know, it's a little bit more centered for the driver. And you can also control here, so I can basically see, you know, the controls and just have it kind of like a MacBook where you have the touch there and you can press home and stuff. Well, that's a fail. Turn on heated seats for driver side.
Okay, I'm switching on the seat heating on the driver's side.
And I didn't turn that one on manually. So yeah, it's kind of a cool feature. Okay, so here's the 250 GLB Mercedes. So you see it's a completely new model car, and they are having basically a new styling for a SUV, and it's kind of in combination or inspired by like halfway of a GLK and a GLC, but combined with a C-Class, or sorry, an A-Class. And so I like the really like different lights that they have on this car in the front end. It looks pretty nice, you know, it's sporty, it's different for sure for small kind of also like on the side here like a GLS. So you have some nice wheels and tires on the car, keeps it sporty, and nice smooth lines on there too. So it's an interesting style for the car too. You have a good amount of ground clearance as well, so you can get around on the off-roading and stuff, so you can get this in an all-wheel drive car too. Then you have some, I think these are, what are they, like 18-inch rims, but you can get an AMG package style car too, which has a good amount of sportiness too. So yeah, this is the back end of the car. It's the GLB 250. So it gets up and goes. It has the front wheel drive in this model. You also have the rear biased, or sorry, front biased, but it's also a rear wheel drive in the all-wheel drive 4MATIC model. So you have a decent amount of space in the back here, and you know, they are pretty comfortable seats. Long road trips, it's doable, and you have a good amount of headroom too. So like when I get into the back here, I have a good amount of leg room. You have the full power 115 volt and 2 USB-C ports on there, so you can charge your iPad or Game Boys or whatever the heck you want to do on there. It's pretty good. And nice armrest as well, but typical Mercedes ones, you know, so easy going. Then, which honestly it doesn't look like that's a lot of room, but this one can be a third row seat as well, like I was mentioning before, that you can get packaged, and it's a good view that you have from the back. So let's get out and walk around too. Obviously you got the gas cap there, which is nice. I mean, of course you need to fill up, right? Then we can open this up, and has the good amount of trunk space, so I can close this off and have it hidden as well. And I can have some nice little holders for water bottles or whatnot on that side too. You have a power in the back there as well. I can also open this up and you have a good amount of space there too, so they give you some room. And of course I can basically fold those back. So on the GLB it doesn't have the options to fold the seats from the trunk, so that's a little bit annoying, but it's not too bad. You can just simply come here and then basically you adjust the seat, you know, you fold it down. Wow, that's aggressive. It's like a guillotine. Okay, let's see. Then you can do your skis as well, so you can just adjust it, and then you can adjust the backrest because it's kind of 90 degrees now. Yeah, so we'll close that up. So it would be a good road trip car, or for skis as well, you know. And I think, let's see, it has probably the kick thing, or maybe it's always looking silly if it doesn't. No, I guess it doesn't. So just press this and it closes. I like the rear lights. They have a cool new style to it. Sorry the car is dirty a bit. It's been driven around. As you may know, I'm pretty close, so it doesn't get too bad on the camera, but oh well, it's okay. It's a fun little car. We should also, let's check out the hood and see what's the big beast engine in here. It's funny. Let's see if we can do this with one hand. Yeah, let's see. So this is the basically a little 4-cylinder engine. So it gets up and goes. It has the front wheel drive, so it's pretty peppy as well. You have the battery access here, which is always convenient because they hide it around somewhere. And you have a nice engine here that gets up and goes for sure. Okay, so we'll close that up. And then let's go for a drive as well. So, like I was saying, we're gonna jump into the car and take it for a spin and just show you basically how it's driving as well, and some of the nice features that this car has. I mean, I've been really enjoying driving it for the last week or so. I'm curious if I would own one. You know, maybe if like a GLB 35 comes out, that would be kind of cool, just as like a daily driver, but also a little bit more sporty than the typical one, because I'm always into AMGs. And like right now, my CLS 53 is my daily driver, but you know, sometimes that's a little too showy, sometimes it's a little too aggressive, you know, but it's nice just to go under the radar sometimes. So this would be a kind of a cool younger crowd kind of. The thing is like the market for this is a little confusing to me, even though we have so many models of SUVs. The thing is this one's meeting a good amount of like younger families that have a good amount of children as well, that's gonna fit, you know, the sports stuff in the car or whatever, but not have to break the bank for a Mercedes. So that's pretty good. Also, it has easier access, you know, so you can throw things into the trunk as well, and then also basically have a good amount of space too. And I'll show you here. So down here, the entrance area that you can get into the car is a little bit lower, so older folks as well, they can enter in the car simply, you know, without having to like get into a high SUV. Like even GLC is even a little bit higher too, and so basically it gives you that comfortability of just access. So as you can see here, it has a nice wide big windscreen as well, which allows you to have a nice view, and you can see kind of the cockpit as well, or just like the driver guys are enjoying, and let's keep it up. Let's keep up the subscribes as well, and likes and comments. I like all the people's comments and questions that people have about the cars, so that's a cool feature, you know, that I love responding to as well. So thank you. Bye.